welcome to Good Day at Goodwill. I'm Elaine Armstrong, your host and VP of Marketing, and of course co-host of the Good Work Show. So I'm here with Kim Reese, who is our Director of Benefits, right?
Benefits and Payroll.
Benefits and Payroll. So I hear that we have a new vacation policy that is coming up, and it's effective
July 1st.
July 1st. So can you tell us a couple of the highlights?
Sure. So the vacation policy was enhanced to address some of the concerns that were presented in the most recent employee satisfaction survey. And the things that were identified were that people really wanted to be able to roll over their hours. There was from employees and from managers, there was an influx of people requesting time off at the end of June, and they were having staffing issues, and it would just help out a lot of them carry over. So consequently, we can now carry over up to 40 hours that will expire on September the 30th.
Wow. So it's just like almost like when you had cell phone plans that you had carryover minutes.
Exactly.
Now you have carryover out, carryover vacation, but you have to use it in a certain amount of time, right? You can't carry it over like forever and ever.
Exactly. It has to be used by September the 30th. And one thing to remember is that it can only be taken. It can't be sold. It can't be donated. It can't be paid out if you terminate. It can only be taken.
Got it. So if you didn't get a chance to use that vacation time by July or June 30th, you have until a couple extra months after that to take your vacation, especially if you were holding it for something big and you were planning it. Just can't cash it in, do anything else.
Right.
Got it. What about PTO hours? I think I heard some changes maybe being made to that.
Yes, PTO is changing. As you know, we currently have our regular PTO for people that have been here since, I think, 2016 and beyond. And then we have our grandfather PTO for people that have been here from 2015 and before. Now everyone is on the same PTO plan as of July 1st. So all employees will get 48 hours of PTO. And I know people are thinking, but what about the extra PTO that I would have had once I reach whatever year? It doesn't go away, it shifts over to vacation. So if you were going to get 60 hours of PTO on July 1st, you now get 100 and whatever plus the difference.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It doesn't go away, all the hours remain the same, it just now goes to vacation.
Got it. Okay. So it never was one of those things where you could sell back or anything.
Right.
So don't confuse that, ladies and gentlemen, with your vacation time. But one of the things is that everybody will now have the same amount of hours. So that number of hours is 48?
48.
Yes.
And let me just say, PTO does not roll over. A couple of people have asked that. It does not roll over.
Does not roll over. So you will have to use that within the fiscal year which you're granted.
Yes. That
PTO time. And just like you had mentioned before, if you were thinking, oh, I'm getting ready to hit my 11th year, and so I'll now get an additional amount of PTO because of the way that it's structured, actually you're still going to get 48, but those extra hours that you were thinking that you were going to get in PTO time are going to switch over to vacation.
Exactly.
So you're having even more vacation time than what you normally would have had, which is great because now you can plan time with your family. You can go, on those longer trips, and then that way everybody has an opportunity to do that.
Right.
Yes. Awesome. So we talked about this. All of this is effective July 1. What about part-time individuals? So if we have some part-time employees, are there changes for them as well?
Part-time employees, yes, it changes for them as well. They've always had half of the benefits or the vacation and the PTO that full-time employees have. They now still have half of the benefits that the full-time employees have, but they can sell now. So that is the one change for part-time employees. They can sell their vacation.
So talk to me about selling vacation. So what does that mean for anybody who hasn't done it or haven't heard the term before? What does that mean, and who's eligible to do it?
All non-exempt employees will now be able to sell up to 40 hours a year. Selling vacation means that if you have vacation time that you will not be able to take, you can actually cash that in for the dollar amount that it's worth. So if you make $10 an hour and you sell 40 hours, you get $400 for that vacation. The only caveat with selling vacation is you have to sell vacation at the same time you're taking vacation.
Okay. Let me try to recap. So say we've got an employee who just isn't going to be able to take their time on vacation, or says, you know what, I've got something coming up. I need a few extra dollars in my pocket. So I've got vacation time. I want to, quote unquote, sell this back to the agency. So there's a form, right? There's something that they need to complete. And they should get the form and say, I'd like to sell back these 10 hours. If they make $10 an hour, then that's up to $100. We're just going to make it simple math. So they get that additional $100, but they also have to take sometimes.
hours.
They have to take 10 hours in vacation. So you can't just sell all of your vacation
Right,
time.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And then the point of that is really vacation time is your time to refresh and revitalize, right?
Exactly. And a lot of times, we don't always have a lot of extra money laying around. So the thought process behind that is if you sell these hours, you should be selling them to take your vacation.
So if you want to go on that trip to Hawaii, you can sell some of your vacation time to actually fund that trip to
Exactly.
Hawaii. Got it. All right, cool. So carrying over 40 hours a week, is there anything anybody needs to do to activate this? Is it all just going to be automatic?
It will all be automatic. Right after the last payroll fiscal year processes, any hours up to 40 will automatically go into an entirely different bucket. It'll be called carryover hours. And when you request your time on UltiPro, you'll see that bucket and you request it, and it's just like the vacation.
Okay, fantastic. So right now, so say I have 26 hours, and I'm just making up an arbitrary number, 26 hours of vacation, and I'm like, well, I look at my calendar until June 30th, and there's no way I can take that time. Then those 26 hours would carry over, but Elaine, you've got to use those by September 30th.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. Tell me about banked hours, because there's something in our vacation and PTO policy about banked hours, and those are eligible for people who have been here a longer amount of time, right?
Right. For people that have been here 10 years or more, they can bank their vacation hours. And what that means is if you have hours in excess of whatever you'll be able to take for the year, you can put those hours in a bank. And for when you decide to leave Goodwill, if you retire, whatever it is, those hours will be paid to you at your termination date. But they'll be paid at the rate that you are making at the time you leave Goodwill, which is great.
And so that's for people who have been here 10 years or more.
Yes.
And you can put them in a bank, save them away, and when you leave the organization, you can take that money at your salary that you're leaving with.
Right.
Yeah. Nice.
And it has to be turned in by April the 1st of every year. People forget that sometimes.
April 1st. So we're gonna post the full policy and of course some Q&A in the app, and then we'll also make sure that everyone else has an opportunity to read this in writing. But other opportunities for them to learn more if they've got questions, how do they get a hold of you and your team?
They can reach out to us at benefits@ging.org, or they can call the main number, which I think is 404-420-9900.
Yes.
Yes. And they can always ask their manager. There are a number of ways to get to us. Any way they can. We're happy to help.
All right. And I believe the new policy is also going to be posted in UltiPro. So
it's there now.
Yes, there now.
Yes.
So if you want to read all of this in addition to watching this video, please make sure that you check it out there. This has been great, Kim. Thank you so much for your time and giving us a recap on our new vacation PTO policy. I hope everybody's excited about it as I am. Roll over. Just remember, think about it as like your old, cell phone plans, but pretty cool opportunity for you. This has been Good Day at Goodwill. See you next time.